All right, it looks like people are slowing down on checking in, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's get those cameras on. Remember that this is a camera on meeting. While you guys are doing that, I'm going to go ahead and pull up our morning agenda here and remind you guys that the first thing we want to do, as it's a Monday morning meeting, we want to set a tone for what we want to be, what we want to start our week like. Let's go ahead and start checking in online. Let's let everybody out there know what we want to do, how we want to do it, what are we up to this week. Let's be proactive about the things that we want to achieve. Starts with a really good check-in online. You can check into White Picket Realty if you want. If you're driving, please don't do that. Just chill for this part of the meeting. But if you're sitting at your desk, it's a really good time for you to go online and remind everybody what you're up to this week while you're jamming. And I'm going to do the same thing. Let's go. All right, guys, if you've done your morning check-in, thank you guys for being on. Thank you guys for making those posts. As we get our meeting started, I want to make sure that we are on the right page, and being on the right page starts with recognizing those folks that have gone above and beyond and continuously done the things to succeed in this industry. It starts with being proactive. It starts with making sure that you're always making those phone calls, those follow-up texts, those follow-up emails, making certain that you're taking those leads from just being a name and number all the way to a closing or pending contract. And to announce those that have closed or brought something to the table into a pending transaction is our director, Manuel Mata, who can tell us more about who's out there making things happen. Manuel, handing the mic to you.
Yes, sir. What's going on, everybody? Yes, I am
Can't hear you,
awake
bud.
now. Can you hear
Or
me?
is it just me?
I think it's
It is
just you,
just
bro.
me.
I can hear Manuel. I hear him.
Yeah.
All right, I can hear you now.
You can hear me now? Awesome. All right. Well, I'm wide awake now, even though the time changed, right? All right. So we had 4 closings last week. So I want to go ahead and congratulate these individuals. We have the Supreme Team ×2. So congratulations to the Supreme Team. Mr. Benny Garza. And running out, our top producer for the week is Mr. Michael Martinez, who sold a house in Austin. So he reached out to new levels out there in Austin. And congratulations to those guys. 4 transactions last week. We are at 20 pending transactions. I know we can get a lot more since we average 30 pending transactions on any given week. So let's go ahead and put those houses under contract. If you got listings, you can sell those easily, but let's put our buyers under contract. All right, guys. Talk to you guys soon.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Manuel. And congratulations to those who are out there making those big moves, making it happen, putting properties under contract. This is a tough market to get your buyers pushed into, but it is also one of the best markets we've ever seen. And with the right timing, with the right education for these buyers, you can really be a productive agent and a profitable agent. And that's what we're seeing out there with the folks that are really on top of their game right now. And we want everybody to get there. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and move forward with our IPAs. I know Jabron is driving. Jabron, can you still host the IPA part? I see you driving right now.
Yeah, I'm not driving. I'm
Oh,
I'm a
okay,
passenger.
good. All right. Well, if you're a passenger,
Yeah.
then you're hosting IPAs. Let's talk.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being on. I know that it's a strange start to the morning. At first, we started off with the hour change. Then Zoom kicked me out and locked us out of the account. But here we are. We're all on now. And it's time to get organized because that's really what this IPA portion is about. It's being organized for what we want to get done this week. So take a moment right now to set some goals. How many appointments are you going to set this week? How many appointments are you going to go on? And how many new agreements are you going to land? Those are the three big ones that you have to focus on. New appointments, appointments that I'm actually going on, and how many of those are going to become customers? How many clients can I get from those agreements? So take a moment, write those down, drop them in the chat. Let us know what you want to achieve, so that way we can help hold you accountable. If we see you at the office, if we see you at the lunchtime, it doesn't matter when, we can always ask, hey, how's that goal going on those appointments? Did you make those appointments this week? Did you do those three? Did you get those two new agreements? And also, we want to focus on your existing business. We want to look at what you're already doing. So, do you have closings this week? Do you have things that you need to line up? Do you have paperwork that needs to be completed that's maybe not quite there yet? And in addition to that, if you have listings, what are you doing to sell those? If your listings aren't selling in this market, they're either overpriced or there's something very wrong with the listing. And so you want to focus on that. How am I going to talk to the seller? What differences can I make with that seller? But you can't achieve anything that you don't know needs to be done. And it's so easy to start the week with everything up here in your head, everything easily. Oh, I can remember everything I need to get done. But when life happens and the day starts to happen, we forget about those things. And then we reach the end of the week and we go, another week went by where I didn't make that happen. Don't let that happen to you this week. Stay on top of your stuff. Work out those personal items that you need as well. Know everything. Make a checklist and start knocking it out. We can all have a great week, but we have to be planned and we have to be organized. I'll pass the mic back to Alan.
Awesome, you guys. So let's take a minute. Go ahead and open up your calendars. Go ahead and open up your checklist. However it is that you keep these items, don't forget that we want you guys to write them out, put them somewhere where it's visible. If you need just an idea on how to do it, I'll show you. One of the best things that I've ever found in how to keep myself organized is called Google Keep. And you can find it really, really easily by just Googling that word, Keep. It's Keep. And the way that I find it is I just go to keep.google.com and it takes you directly to a page where you can keep a checklist. And in that checklist, you can drop all of your to-dos, all of your lists that you need to have for whatever it is that you're doing, as well as what we're doing now, your IPAs, your goals, whatever you want to call them, but we need to have them visually there in front of you. You need to be able to review them weekly. I'm going to give you guys another minute or two to finish that off, put some music on while that's happening. As you're doing that, make sure that you're pulling up your calendar, make sure that you're looking at it, and make sure that you're following up with those folks that are already there. If you have empty spots, fill them up. Make sure that you're time blocking for the stuff that you need to be doing. If you don't have time blocked already for making those phone calls, prospecting time, then you know that something's missing. Take a minute or so to pull that up and let's knock it out. Here we go. Yes, thank you, Manuel. 5 meetings, 2 agreements. Yep. Drop it in there, you guys. And it's keep.google.com. I'm going to drop the link in case you guys want to check it out. Keep.google.com. Bam, there we go. If you're wondering why the heck we do this, why do we take time to look at our calendars in the morning? Why do we take time to plan ahead? Why do we take time to set time aside to plan? It's because if you don't plan, you're just going at it at the whim of your hip. It keeps you from being able to be focused. It doesn't allow you to do things with an intention in mind. Making sure that you do this up front, 5 minutes at least once a day, will change the way that you operate. You have some extra time set aside, maybe you have a little bit of extra room. Maybe you didn't book enough appointments last week for this week. then guess what? That's a perfect opportunity to add some more prospecting time, or maybe create a new system or process to increase a portion of your business. Maybe you need to spend some more time setting up ads or adding content on Facebook so that you can get more potential clients. Maybe those people that liked your last client need a follow-up. Hey, how are you doing? Have you thought about buying a house lately? But you have to have it in your calendar and you have to live by it in order to make those things happen. We're going to give you guys another minute to wrap up on that before we move forward. As we're wrapping up, we want to talk about breakdowns. What's happening in your business? What things are keeping you from being able to achieve what you want to achieve? Maybe you're missing a system, a process, an idea. You name it. This will be an opportunity for you guys to share and all of us to brainstorm on how to overcome the same obstacles that everyone deals with.
Okay, good one. Just this morning, I got a breakdown. So can I share?
Oh yeah, you're up.
All right. Oh yeah, it's a good one. So
all right, let's hear it.
Yeah, so get this. So I finally get my client under contract. It's in Brookwood, which is out near Clear Lake. Homes are selling about $120 a square foot. I got his at about 102, right? So typically a house his size should be going for 400. We got it for 350. Now we're in multiple offer situations, so we went from 335 to 350. Got him under contract. 5-day option. They look at the inspection report, and something's wrong with the AC unit. It's not. It's a little humid in the house, so that's a concern. And then there's a hole in the roof in the decking, right? And so sellers are like, look, we're in multiple offer situations with no option period behind us. So either you buy it as is or get out. You know, my clients talk to me. They said, "Well, there's value, right?" I said, "Well, look, other homes are selling for $400,000, right? We put offers in the $400,000 in this neighborhood, so yeah, there's value." They said, "Let's roll with it." Option period ends on Saturday, and I just got an email this morning. They want to terminate because of the repairs. Yeah, so that's the conversation I'm going to have in a couple of minutes. I'm trying to think of what it is, how we can save this deal.
How much earnest money is on the line? Is it
3,500.
3,500?
3,500. Yeah, they should know that
The
because
repairs are going to be cheaper than the earnest money they're going to lose.
That's so yeah. They already got a quote for the AC unit, which is $1,900. Now the big issue is the hole in the deck of the. I mean, it's there's a hole in there, and then there's just shingles, right? So they think that's going to be a huge expense. No, right?
That's going to be way cheaper than the AC. That expense is going to be maybe a couple $100 to fix that patch in the decking.
Right. That's
the more expensive one because that's not like it's a bad corner.
Yeah,
all right. But the issue here is that you have already gone through the inspection process. You've already you're past your option period. So now they're going to lose their earnest money. But the question is, why, if they had already agreed to move forward with the repairs in place, what happened? What happened that made them get cold feet and then all of a sudden make this irrational decision? Because what you're saying is, I have a client who's making an irrational decision right now, right?
Yes, exactly. That's exactly where their mindset is. I think it has to do with the fact that they cannot make they want to move in ready home, and anything outside of having to fix things while they move in there is outside of their comfort zone, like extremely outside of their comfort zone. They see a hole in the deck, they think, oh, that's a huge problem. When we can get quotes, and like you said, I think my neighbor did his for $1,200, and it was a bigger hole, right? Mm-hmm. And the AC unit, we already got a quote for it. It was $1,900. Not only that, I got them $2,000 price reduction on Saturday at the last minute. So they're already winning in that sense, right? And they come in there. So I think it is just the fact that they're so scared of doing the repairs that they don't want to. So the conversation is going to have to go with, monetary, but more importantly, that they're going to be, that the repairs aren't going to interrupt their way of life. right?
Yeah.
It's going to be a 2-week process at most. When a day when they're going to go fix the AC, another 2 days to fix the roof, and their life goes back to normal.
Yeah.
It's uninterrupted, and I think that's what they feel like. They're going to feel like if they bring in the contractors, it's going to be like this long, drawn out process of repairs. I don't know where they get this from, right? But I have to find out why. That's the reality.
So one of the things that I've learned here recently is one, everybody makes dumb decisions. Like we all do that. And if you've never made one, then you're probably one of the lucky few, right? We all make irrational, dumb decisions all the time, especially when it comes to making big purchases. In this case, I can see that they're probably just really, really stressed, and addressing the emotional part of this is probably going to be the first step. Is, hey, I understand you're stressed, worried, maybe you're scared of the fact that there might be issues. What if, and this is BB's famous words, what if we could get a contractor to knock it out before you close on the property? Because see, at this point, you're going to lose the $3,500 in earnest money anyway, right? If you back out now or you back out 2 weeks from now, you're going to lose it no matter what. And then literally finding a contractor that can knock it out and then get paid at closing is the next step. And that has been really, really successful for a lot of our recent closings. We've had a lot of issues with sellers not having any money, or buyers being not really wanting the credit, but that's because when they get a credit and there's a loan in place, they're actually out of pocket for the cost. So we're finding ways to work with contractors who can just knock out the work, get paid at closing. And I bet you there's a handful of people in our brokerage who would probably have a contractor that could do that kind of stuff anyway. So it's not going to be hard for you to find someone like that. But it's helped us with closing a bunch of transactions where one party or the other was worried or scared of cost and fees, and then all we do is get it knocked out, gets paid at closing, and then now they're ready to move in. They don't have to worry about having a week or two of repairs, or that it's going to be crazy expensive. I don't know. That's just my idea. Does anybody else have any other ideas? Who else has dealt with clients or people who are making weird, irrational decisions? No? Alex, Zachary, Miguel, what would you guys recommend?
I'm in the. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you great.
All right. I think you're right. Finding a way to cover the cost with the contractor. In one of my deals, what I did was this is a good friend of mine from a long time ago. I know him from 2003 probably. Very good friend of the family, and he reached out to me. He says, hey, yeah, I want to sell my house. And I go look at the house, and the carpet is trash, and the house is green. Interior paint is green. A bunch of little things. And he says, you know what, I'm gonna sell it like this. I don't want to put it, I don't have any money to put in it. I want to get whatever I get for this and get a house that's going to be that I can pay for with the money that I'm going to make from here. And I said, look, if we try to market the house like this, we are going to get lowballed. We're not going to get as much value for your house. I said, what about if we do this? What if I get a contractor that comes in here and puts everything, like puts a carpet, and I gave him quotes, right? I said, this is about how much it's gonna be for carpet, this is how much it's gonna be for paint, and the ceiling fans, just little things here and there that make the house look a little better. And I said, you pay at closing. And he says, yeah, okay, let's do that. And that's what we did. It worked out perfect for him because he was aware of how much money it was going to be. This was a listing. This wasn't a buyer, right? It's a listing, but it's kind of like the similar situation. That's how we handle that.
That may be a way to handle it. Anybody else have any other ideas? Thank you, Alex.
Yep.
Well, Manuel, does that give you some feedback on what to do on that? I mean, I feel like you have a good hold on that already.
Yeah, I do. I think I'm just gonna have the number one, as you said, is right. It's the emotional part of it. It's not the logical. It's not, because logically speaking, right? The numbers make sense. I mean, if they put $20,000 of work into it, the house is worth about $400,000. So, it's not logical. It's emotional. It's the rational, right? Logic makes sense all day long. I mean,
Yeah.
$20,000, $30,000, and you leave this house immaculate because it's already nice, and they're still in undervalued. So it's not the rational part of it. It's one of those difficult ones where I'm gonna have to play psychologist, counselor, my social work skills are gonna come in play.
I think I have an idea for handling those emotional ones that I
Sure.
actually picked up from the book. Exactly what to say for real estate agents. So I think wording is super important. So if you say something like, if you start off with, how would you feel if, and then present the most optimal solution and actually put them in that place emotionally, and I think they would be more open to, giving it a shot or thinking about it. If you say, how would you feel if, X, and it's, the best situation for them, and they'll actually go forward in time and maybe, get a feel for it.
That's a great idea. That's a really good idea. Imagine combining that after addressing their emotional state of being and then bringing that up. How would you feel if we could find someone to knock this out before closing so you don't have to deal with this later? That's a really good idea. Thank you, Miguel, for bringing that up. If you don't have that book, go ahead.
I was gonna say, no, that's actually really good, because I just reread the email, and one of their concerns is the length of exposure, because there's also a lease back in this thing. So they're thinking this roof is gonna be exposed, the humidity is gonna be going for an extra month before we can get to it, right? So I think one of their pain points is that they can't get to the work immediately because there's a lease back.
Yep.
So I think there's a chance there, guys.
Awesome. Well, this is what we're here for. We love discussing these things here, guys, and hopefully everyone took something from here. I think everyone at some point or another deals with irrational clients. That's part of being in this business. The coaching, the psychology part behind everything that we do plays a big part into our ability to make more sales. So I'm very happy you brought that up. Thank you, Manuel. We do have to move on. I'm going to hand the mic to Elizabeth to tell us more about our upcoming company events.
Hey everyone, so I've got just a few events that I've got to tell you about. Next Tuesday we have Investment Roundtable hosted by Gibran at Central Office. That starts at 12:30. And then next Wednesday is the White Picket Olympics. Those start at 10 a.m. and make sure you get registered if you haven't yet. We hope to see all you guys there. So that's all.
All right, very good. Thank you, Elizabeth. As always, guys, we want to start on time and end on time. It is 9 o'clock. I'm going to share a quick link for our morning affirmations. Feel free to follow along with me. Let me see, post it right there for you guys. As always, we believe in paying our rent daily, not monthly. That stands for rest, exercise, nutrition, and thoughts. By starting our days with these key elements in mind, we can work diligently towards a life of balance and fulfillment that brings the results we want in our personal lives and transfers into our business life. So here we go. Today, I will perform like the top performer that I am. Success and achievement will come naturally to me. I always do better than I did yesterday. All of my thoughts, all of my efforts will lead me to the success that I desire. There's an opportunity in everything that presents itself to me. Obstacles and challenges are there to strengthen me. I choose to be happy. I love what I do, and I can't wait to see you guys again next week. Thank you guys for being on. Thank you guys for your contributions. Let's get out there. Let's show everyone what we're about. Let's make it happen. Take action. Let's go. We'll talk to you guys next time.
Thank you.